Hi guys, and welcome back to Reed's Readers with your host, Clinton Reed! Now I had started these several months ago, and I realized I had only done the Hufflepuff edition, so I'm going to bring to you, in the Hufflepuff one I only gave you 5 characters with a couple of bonuses. This one I ended up looking around my shelves and came up with 10 characters that I feel represent Ravenclaw House. Which Ravenclaws are your creative, you're smart, they're pretty much the arts and the knowledge. So at this school, all the math geeks, all the geeks and the nerds would come from this particular ones, because they are wit and creativity and intelligence. Those are like the main things that I went off of. So I have 10 characters. You can either agree or disagree with me. I don't care. And apologize for the hair. For some reason my hair wants to do like its own thing today. I have no idea what's up with it. But yeah, let's get into this. We've got 10 characters to talk about. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the books, but I will mention why I think these characters are Ravenclaws. And we'll just go from there. So I've got a lot to talk about today. So let's get into it! First I have Damian from the House of Night series, which is all like right over here. Like this entire shelf over here. Let me angle it just a little bit. This shelf underneath, like right here is my House of Night books. But Damian is a vampire fledgling who is known for using big words and just being very creative with it. And like every time like someone uses a word incorrectly, he'll call them out for it. He'll call them out for their punctuation. He'll call them out for everything. And I was so Damian back in high school. Now, I don't use as many big words as I used to, but hey. But I love this series, and this series follows Zoe Redbird, who, in this world, vampires are out, and this guy walks around and just marks you as a vampire. And you have 24 hours to get to the nearest House of Night, or you die. And when you get there, you're training to become a fledgling, and you may still die because your body may reject the virus. So this is about Zoe and her group of friends and how they have to save the day and all that stuff. And I really don't want to go into too much into it because I feel like this is a series that is so underrated. By the way, it's set in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Been to some of the places that it's talked about in here, but hey, neither here nor there. So yes, first Ravenclaw, Damian. Next Ravenclaw, which you guys may disagree with me on this, but to me, Phaedra from the A Court of Thorns and Roses series is such a Ravenclaw in the sense that she sees the world in color, and it's mainly prominent in this and the little novella at the end of the series. But if you don't know what the series is about, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with fairies and lots of sex. But instead of her liking books, she loves to paint because she sees the world in each of its different hues of colors. And she sees emotion like that, and it's just so magical. So she's very much a Ravenclaw in the sense of the creativity side of things. So yeah, that's why I think Phaedra is a perfect Ravenclaw. This next one, I don't have book 1 because I borrowed it from the library, but I own book 6, not for $2, is Spencer Hastings. Actually, hold on. I think it's more Aria Montgomery. We're going with Aria and Spencer from the Pretty Little Liars series. Spencer may lean a little bit more Slytherin, but hey. If you don't know what the Pretty Little Liars series is, it follows 4 teens whose best friend dies, and then they receive an anonymous text message from a person going by the name of A, threatening to spill all their secrets. It's an amazing show. I'm really enjoying. I just finished this one today. I loved it. But yeah, Aria is that one who's the very creative one. She likes photography. She likes filming. She likes art in all forms. Then you got Spencer, who is that headstrong, has to get an A on everything because she's so smart, and to her she has to do it. So it's like her ambition fights with it. That's why I say she may lean Slytherin. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Next we have, I'm actually going to say the whole group in the Women's Murder Club series. I want to say 3 in particular: Lindsay Boxer, Claire Washburn, and Cindy Thomas. Jill's more of a, I get more Hufflepuffy with Jill. And I can't remember the other girl's name. But this follows a group of friends who help solve cases. Lindsay Boxer is a detective and a homicide inspector. Then you have Claire Washburn, who's the head of the pathology department. And then you have Cindy Thomas, who's a news reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle. And then you've got Jill, who is the DA lawyer. So, to me, the whole group as a whole is Ravenclaw because they find creative ways. Oh my god, this chair. I swear to God. And, hold on. Screw it. We're just gonna sit this low for now. Maybe. Ha! They use creative ways, and each of theirs what they're best at, to help solve the case. And this is one of my all-time favorite series that is so underhyped. First to Die, Second Chance, Third Degree, 4th of July, Fifth Horseman, Fifth Horseman, Sixth Target, Seventh Heaven. I can't remember the rest, but whatever. I've got them all over there. But yes, the whole group as a whole working as a team. This is like your basic Ravenclaw group, core group. Next, I'm gonna go with Tessa Gray from the Infernal Devices series because she's so inquisitive in the sense of she's always reading. She loves, they read a bunch of, anyone who can sit through Charles Dickens, to me, is a Ravenclaw. I've tried Oliver Twist. I need to try Tale of Two Cities, which this is apparently a retelling of. Or, it's inspired by, not quite retelling. But yeah. This is part of the Shadowhunters world. This is set in the Victorian England era, which follows Tessa Gray, Will, and... oh my god, Jem. Wow, the greatest love triangle of all time. But yes, Tessa is such a Ravenclaw. I think Will would be a Ravenclaw as well, but no. I still got more to go through, so let's get into it. I've been talking for a minute. Next, I'm going to go with Cather from Fangirl. Yeah, she's Catherine, her sister's Ren, her twin sister. Cather, Cath for short, writes a fan fiction of what would be considered that world's Harry Potter. Actually, I've got the fan fiction. She writes Carry On. So to me, anyone who dabbles in writing fan fiction of any kind that are creative enough to come up with new scenarios, to me, writers in general are Ravenclaws. Like, the whole essence of being a writer. You know, I consider myself a writer, even though I'm a Hufflepuff, but I'm arguing myself, so we're gonna stop. But this just follows her as she goes off to college and has to decide if she can continue on with the world that Carry On has. Which is basically that world's Harry Potter. But yeah. Next, I'm gonna go with two amazing characters in my all-time favorite series these days. And that is Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell from Stalking Jack the Ripper. She's a girl in the 1800s, right? Hold on. Book starts off in 1888, and she wants to learn pathology. And Thomas also learns pathology for the sake of learning how a human's body ticks. If that is not a Ravenclaw in the 1800s, I don't know what else is. If you have not read this series, check it out. I don't want to tell you anything past that, because let's put it this way. He murdered women in cold blood. He terrorized an entire city. He taunted those of us who hunted him down. But despite all these horrors, in the end, I could not deny it. I was the girl who loved the Ripper. It's just so good and I can't wait for the final one. Oh my god, I can't help it. Deal with it. And there just went all the books. Whatever. I'm a mess. Next, I wanted to throw in Chief Inspector Armand Gamache, because he's a know-it-all. And to me, he's a lot like Hercules Poirot from why can't I think the author's name? Agatha Christie, or like Sherlock Holmes. So this is just a typical Canadian detective, French Canadian detective, but is a really, really big know-it-all. All I'm gonna say, and oh my god, on that note, I have a bonus one that I'm gonna throw up here and just, we'll get to number 11. I just thought of that one. Next, I'm gonna throw in these last two, 9 and 10. We have an 11th because brain just can't leave her off. Number 9, I have to go with Alice from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, because she's such an inquisitive person, and she reminds me a lot of Luna Lovegood in the sense of it's so unfathomable that it must be true. And I feel like that doesn't need any, I feel like it doesn't need any more explanation than that, right? Yeah. Number 10, I'm gonna go with Dr. Watson from the Sherlock Holmes series. You thought I was going to go Sherlock Holmes, didn't you? To me, Sherlock is more Slytherin, because he's all about himself. Not saying that Slytherins are all about themselves, but it's more so he's so smart to the point where he has to be right, so his ambition to be right overpowers his intelligence. That's why I think Sherlock is more Slytherin. But to me, Dr. Jane Watson, anyone who can put up with Sherlock Holmes and who writes, apparently like everything that's written from like Watson's point of view. This is the complete collection, which I still need to read. I've read bits and pieces, but I've never read it in like complete order. And I still love those end pages. But yeah, I think Dr. Watson is like the perfect kind of Flintwick like Ravenclaw. Like, he's extremely smart and he knows everything Sherlock's talking about. He doesn't know why Sherlock's talking about it, but he understands him. And I think it takes a Ravenclaw to truly understand Sherlock Holmes. Do you agree or disagree? Comment down below. I know all these answers are like very polarizing. And because she just popped in my head, Kate Stanley from Interred with Their Bones by Jennifer Lee Carroll. Such an underrated series. This is pretty much Da Vinci Code meets William Shakespeare led by a female. She is a genius, like a genius, when it comes to anything to do with William Shakespeare. If you're a huge fan of William Shakespeare like I am, you should definitely check out this series. The second one is this one's hunting down Shakespeare's lost play, which is based off of Don Quixote. The other one in the series, which I don't know if there's any past book to, I'm still looking, is about a missing passage from Macbeth where the spell actually comes true. And all I'm going to read is on the back is, the evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. The twists and turns in this, like, had me gagging for more. So those are my 11 to 14, because some of the books I threw in 2 people. 14, 15. People that I feel in literature that are Ravenclaws. Have you guys read any of these? Do you agree with me? Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Do you have any literature characters that you think are Ravenclaws like Robert Langdon from Da Vinci Code, seeing as I mentioned Interred with Their Bones? Or Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie, Miss Marple, to name a few others. If you know any Ravenclaw book characters, comment down below and let me know. I'm always up to debate, and I'm always up to see what your favorite characters are that fit the houses that you love. We did this with Hufflepuff. I thought, why not? Let's do it with Ravenclaws, because I was just sitting over there, and I was just looking around at my shelves, and I was like, she's a Ravenclaw, she's a Ravenclaw, he's a Ravenclaw, he's a Ravenclaw. I feel like almost every thriller and mystery on here could have a Ravenclaw-esque character or a Gryffindor character. Just because of the concepts. And I read a lot of detective-based mysteries, so I feel like the detectives are Ravenclaws, but neither here nor there. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you're new, might as well hit that subscribe if you want more content. I still have Slytherins and Gryffindors to go through. I will hopefully have those videos up a lot sooner than I did this one in comparison to the last. But, hey, we all know I'm a mess. True tea. Until next time, guys, remember, reading is a what? Fundamental. Bye!